And with that in mind, I want to take you back to 2001, do a little bit of a rewind to your first political run where you pursued a council seat in Brooklyn. You lost that one. What did you learn from that loss?
The timing is important, and that sometimes you need to wait, and sometimes you just need to do a better job of reading the tea leaves and get a better sense of what's happening on the ground. And I got caught up with all of the endorsements, um, and and I didn't get a sense of the public support for my candidacy. And there was more support for the late James Davis, and I should have waited, and I did not.
Well, 2 years
But
later, right, two
yeah,
years
but it
later, a
was
tragedy.
it was an opportunity. It was an opportunity for James Davis to live out his last will by serving in the city council.
Right, because 2 years later, a tragedy left that seat open again. Your former opponent, for people who are not aware, was assassinated by a political rivalry. Terrifying times. Why did you decide to run again, this time on the Working Families Party line?
Because the community at that time, at that point in time, had indicated to me that they wanted a alternative than the one that was being proposed by the Democratic Party, and that there was an avenue for me to run, and that since I had just lost by a few percentage points, that I should reconsider my position, and then I should run on the third party line, and that the community would carry me forward.
So I also read that you ran for this seat again after getting a mysterious note slipped under your front door. What did it say?
I ran for city council after someone slipped a note under my door, which read that this was basically your time, and that God wanted James to fulfill his last wish on earth, and that's why it was not your time, and that this time you should run.
So it was almost like it was a calling for you.
It was a calling, and it was not just a calling more than anything else. I think it was a lesson that I had to learn. And two, I think it was somewhat fate and a message from a higher power.